Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a case that really, I think, shook everyone when it happened, and it's still, people are still talking about it. The Delphi murders.
Yeah.
In Delphi, Indiana. And we're going to walk through the timeline meticulously. It's really important that we get everything right.
Absolutely.
And as we go through this, I want to remind everyone that, this is a very serious case involving the deaths of two young girls. So we're going to be keeping the tone somber and respectful.
Definitely. I mean, understanding exactly how everything unfolded, it's really important to understanding, how complex this whole investigation was, all the evidence and everything that came out of it.
I think it's going to be really helpful for everyone to just kind of have this all laid out in front of them. So
absolutely.
We've got news transcripts, YouTube video transcripts, all kinds of news articles. Let's start at the very beginning. Monday, February 13th, 2017. 1:35 p.m., Abigail Williams and Libby German are dropped off.
Okay.
East of the Hoosier Heartland Highway on County Road 300 North by Liberty's older sister, Kelsey German. They're going to the Monon High Bridge Trail near Deer Creek. And for anyone who's not familiar with the area, this trail, it's a popular spot. It's a walking path. It's got this old railway bridge high above the creek. So already you can kind of feel like a little bit of a
little eerie, right?
Eerie vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
7 p.m. Liberty German posts a photo of Abigail Williams on Snapchat. Abigail's walking on the bridge. This is the last known image of either girl alive.
What?
So, it's this just normal everyday thing posting to social media. It becomes this incredibly, significant piece of evidence.
Yeah, it really does. It's like this heartbreaking marker almost.
Yeah.
In the timeline.
Yeah.
The last image.
So between 2:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. is when the prosecution believes that the murders occurred. And they get this from data on Liberty's phone. All activity stops at 2:32 p.m. Which, when you think about that.
It's really like a
hard stop.
Hard stop.
Like something happened right then and there.
Yeah. Something happened. 3:15 p.m., Liberty's father is supposed to pick them up. They're not there.
Right.
That's when you start to realize.
That panic that sets in.
Right. Something's wrong.
When they're not where they're supposed to be.
Exactly. 5:20 p.m.
Okay.
Abigail and Liberty are officially reported missing. Some sources say 5:30. But regardless.
Right around there.
They're reported missing. Their families are already searching for them.
Of course.
Before they even contact the authorities.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is where it gets really strange. 5:45 p.m., a phone call comes in to Libby's phone.
Okay.
A former FBI expert testified during the trial that at that moment, a headphone jack was plugged into the phone.
Oh, interesting.
Why?
Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah, but what would be the purpose of that?
Right. Like, was somebody trying to listen in? Did it trigger some kind of data recording?
Right. You think about all the possibilities.
It's just weird.
That is strange.
And then at 10:33 p.m. that night, the headphone jack is unplugged.
So it's deliberately plugged in? Deliberately unplugged.
Right. Like,
that suggests somebody had that phone.
Had the phone.
For all that time.
The next day, Tuesday, February 14th, around noon, the bodies of Abigail Williams and Libby German are found.
Oh, gosh.
About a half mile east of the bridge, on the north bank of Deer Creek.
Okay.
On private property. So, no longer a missing persons case.
Right.
Now it's a homicide investigation.
Homicide.
And the fact that they're found away from the bridge means that they were moved.
Yeah.
So, Wednesday, February 15th, the Indiana State Police, they release a still image of a guy who was seen on the trail near where the girls were killed.
Right.
He becomes known as Bridge Guy.
Bridge Guy. Okay.
This is the first time the public sees a possible suspect.
But I imagine that sparked a lot of conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
And theories and people looking at that image trying to figure out who it is.
Right. And then a few days after the 13th, police release another piece of evidence.
Okay.
This is an audio clip from Liberty's phone. And a man's voice is heard saying, "Down the hill."
Down the hill. That's creepy.
It's so creepy.
Yeah, like a command almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've got the image of Bridge Guy, you've got this audio, and now it's like...
It's really starting to come together.
It's getting scary in a scary way.
Now, Richard Allen, the man who was eventually convicted, he actually told police in the days after the bodies were found that he had been on the trail around the same time.
Wow.
That the girls were believed to have been killed.
Okay.
He said he saw 3 females near a bridge, but he didn't talk to them.
Okay. Interesting.
So he puts himself at the scene right from the get-go.
But denies any involvement.
Yeah.
So that's something that obviously investigators are going to...
Yeah, they're going to keep that in mind.
Keep in mind, Monday, July 17th, 2017, police release a composite sketch of a person of interest.
Okay.
And this is based on witness accounts from people who were on the trails that day.
So they're really trying to, piece together who might have been there?
And then April 2019, over 2 years later, the Indiana State Police hold a press conference and they say, we're going in a new direction.
A new direction. So something
has changed.
They
released a totally different sketch of the suspect.
So that really makes you wonder what happened, in those 2 years.
Yes.
What new information did they get that made them completely change?
What made them throw out the old sketch and start over?
Was it a new witness? Did they reinterpret some evidence?
And they're saying,
I'm very curious.
Focus on the sketch, focus on the audio, focus on the suspect's walk.
The walk, okay.
They think that somebody might recognize his gait.
Okay.
And they say they believe the murderer is either from Delphi or very familiar with Delphi.
So they're really honing in on the idea of a local.
Local, somebody who knows the area.
Right, somebody who knows those trails.
And then they ask for the public's help in identifying the driver of an abandoned vehicle.
Okay.
This vehicle was left off the Hoosier Heartland Highway near the old Child Services office sometime between noon and 5 p.m. on February 13th, the day the girls disappeared.
So that's another piece of the puzzle.
Another piece of the puzzle.
Trying to figure out, was it connected?
Right.
Did it give them any clues?
And then a Thursday, October 13th, 2022, Richard Allen is interviewed again by police.
So years later. They bring him back in. Yeah, what new information? What do they re-examine?
Clearly, something made them want to talk to him again.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, Wednesday, October 26th, 2022, Richard Allen is arrested and charged with the murders of Abigail Williams and Libby German. He's 50 years old at this time.
Okay.
This is a huge shock,
I bet,
to the Delphi community.
Especially because he was a local.
He was a local. He worked at the CVS.
Right in the community.
Right.
Like you said, a huge shock.
It just shows you never really know who's capable of what.
Absolutely.
November 2024, the trial begins.
Okay.
It's revealed that both girls had cuts to their throats.
Oh, that's awful.
It's just horrific.
That's brutal.
And then the prosecution, they present a key piece of evidence. An unspent .40 caliber bullet. That was found between the girls' bodies.
Right.
And they link this bullet to a pistol owned by Richard Allen.
So physical evidence.
Physical evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Yeah. The prosecution also says that Allen confessed to the murders over 60 times.
60 times.
To different people while he was in jail.
Oh, my goodness.
To his wife, his mother, other family members, prison staff, inmates.
Wow.
Through phone calls, letters, in-person conversations.
He just kept confessing.
Yeah.
And I mean,
pretty incriminating.
Yeah, but the defense would obviously question the reliability of these
especially given the environment, like you're in prison.
Right. And then the jury is shown the digitally enhanced version of the video that Libby German recorded.
That 43-second video.
Yeah, and the prosecution says, that's Richard Allen, that's Bridge Guy.
Wow.
This video has always been.
Yeah, it's so central to the case.
So important.
Yeah.
A state police master trooper also testified that after listening to over 700 of Allen's prison phone calls, he's positive that the voice of Bridge Guy in the video is Richard Allen.
So they've got the voice, they've got the physical evidence, they've got the confessions.
And then during the trial, they revealed Libby's last words, which were recorded on her phone. Don't leave me up here.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's just heartbreaking.
It really is.
It really gives you a sense of the terror
that
she must have been feeling.
Absolutely.
So November 2024, Richard Allen is found guilty of the murders of Abigail Williams and Libby German.
It's been a long road.
It's been a long road.
To get to that verdict.
More than 7 years since their death.
But I imagine for a lot of people, it was a sense of
relief, closer,
some kind of resolution.
But also just this overwhelming sadness.
Of course.
Yeah.
The sadness never really goes away.
In December of 2024, he's sentenced to 130 years in prison. The maximum sentence.
So this is the end.
This is the end.
For the legal proceedings.
It's the end of the legal proceedings.
But yeah, the impact of this case, it's going to be felt for a long time.
It's going to be felt for a long time. So there you have it.
Yeah.
The timeline of the Delphi murders from that day in 2017, February 13th, all the way to the conviction and sentencing of Richard Allen.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And, you know, Libby's bravery in recording that video, the fact that they found that bullet, it all played a role in bringing this case to a close. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
I'd love to hear what everyone thinks about this case.
It's one that's going to stay with us for a long time.
Absolutely.
So until next time.
Be them.
Take care.
Bye.